So, how's it going? Today we're going to learn how to make butter chicken. This recipe, basically, it's sort of a family recipe, I'd say. It's not your traditional butter chicken in the sense of it doesn't have cream, it doesn't have all the fat that a lot of places do have. Most of the ingredients I'm going to be using are easily available in the stores as well. You don't have to crush anything, well, you do have to crush one thing, but we'll see to that when we reach there. Yeah, so let's get started. Essentially start with 2 chicken breasts. As you can see, these standard chicken breasts, and what you have to do is cut it into pieces. That's the first step, and we're going to use a bowl. So once we keep cutting the pieces, we whack it into this bowl over here. So I just use scissors because it makes it easier for me, and here we go. So yeah, once we have cut all the chicken, this goes all in here. We have everything in here. Just make sure, let's just make a little bit of space there. Just take this one away, make a bit of space. Put that in there. Now it's time for us to start adding our ingredients. So, most of them will be 1 tablespoon based on a recipe of around 500 grams. If you see there's a bit more, you can always add a bit more. It's also based on your flavors. Again, so let's start. Kalwanji seeds. It says it's Nigel seeds. Some people know them as onion seeds as well. So we will add, technically this is just a small tablespoon that you have to add. A teaspoon, sorry. I tend to add a bit more because I do like this. This is the main ingredient of pickles as well, Indian pickle jars, achar, and it gives it that tanginess as well while cooking. So I just spread it around so that when you mix it, it doesn't stay in touch together. Then we have curry powder. Add 1 tablespoon of this. Just literally grab a tablespoon. As you can see, it's kind of heaped. Just there, like that. And then we have tandoori masala. So, just gonna add that as well. I think it's gonna be whatever's left over of it. Or perhaps a bit more. Come on. I hate when this happens, you know, when you don't have anything left and the packet starts doing this stupid thing. Anyways. I'm gonna get some more because that's not enough. So yeah, we have more or less this much. Add it here. And that as well. I don't add a lot of tandoori masala because it tends to be really strong. Not a big fan of having strong spice flavor. I like spices in there, but not strong spices. The next ingredient is butter chicken masala. It already comes pre-prepared. You can make it at home. It does have the ingredient list here: coriander, chili, salt, pepper, onion, cumin, etc. We're just gonna get that and add a tablespoon of that as well. Tablespoon. There we go. And the last ingredient, well, not last ingredient, then the next one is chicken masala. Grab that chicken masala and add that there as well. As you can see, the coloring for chicken masala and butter chicken masala is pretty much the same. So I'm not gonna add much. That tends to mean that it's the same kind of mixture, more or less. Okay. The next thing that we're gonna add now is garam masala. Although all the ingredients that we've seen so far do add up to a garam masala, I'm just gonna add a bit more to give it that extra boost. But only half a tablespoon. So got our freshly ground garam masala here. half a tablespoon. And that's it. Then next, to mix it all up, right, we're gonna use ginger and garlic paste, pre-prepared again, there's no need. So it's gonna be 1 tablespoon and a half per, more or less what you see. You can add more if you like the flavor of it, or less if you don't like the flavor of it. Next, we're gonna add a bit of oil. Add a bit of oil just to how we'll be able to mix it, just like that. Yeah. And then this is not a bag of weed, it's kasturi methi. I'm gonna add a bit of that as well. Try this much, just crush it as much as you can. The drier it is, obviously crush better. Just a little bit like that, just crush it up. Just whack it in there as well. And one of the star ingredients, the only hard thing here that you have to do is heat up a pan. So we got our pan just over here, just back there, and we are gonna just heat up a bit of cumin. Just let that heat up. Yep. We don't add any onion, we don't add any oil or anything like that. Just grab a little bit. Could be like 75% of a small teaspoon. So just a little bit. Just add it there. Maybe a bit more because I like the flavor of it. Just leave it there. And we'll heat it up. Yeah, so when you heat it up, obviously, just like anything else, flavors start coming up. This gives it that toasty cumin flavor. It's not the same as your powdered cumin. Try and get the seeds. If not, I don't know, Google how you can give that toasty flavor to your powdered cumin that you've bought. All these ingredients are readily available everywhere. There's nothing special about them. So I was saying, tomate frito, if we just look at the ingredients, it says they've used 170 grams of tomato to make 100 grams of product. So literally it's full of tomato. Where's the ingredient list? Should be around here. Yeah, well, yeah, the tomatoes, just vegetable oil they've used, sugar, salt, spice mix, and that's that. There's nothing more to this product. The better quality you get, the better flavors probably. This is some cheap shit. Anyways, how do we know? We'll just touch a little bit. They're getting warm there, but you'll see them slightly changing of color. They'll get darker and darker. And you'll start smelling it in your flat as well. Make sure you have your windows open. Okay, I got my mortar here. Yeah, I think that is done. Let's just heat it up a little bit. That's all I wanted. You can see a bit of fumes coming out, so you don't really want it to burn it. And then you just, whack it in there. We're gonna lower the heat because we're gonna use that now. Yeah, just leave it there. That's fine. Just gonna slightly crush it, not much, just give it a few rounds. You don't want it to be powdered, just a bit crushed. That's it. And you whack that in. our initial mixture as well. And that's that. So we got our chicken mixture ready, and we're just gonna mix. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just mix. You can mix with your hands. It's up to you. I think I spent a good amount of time mixing with my spoon properly, so everything will be mixed. If you mix with your hands, obviously you know for sure things are mixed properly. I mean, your hands will smell for a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, just mix, mix, mix. Eventually everything will be mixed when you're cooking it as well. Yeah. And the oil, obviously, as you can see, it's a bit dry right now. The oil was so the spices could move around. You will be using more oil later on in the pan as well. So let's just kind of do this. I also like having the the calory seeds, the black dotted seeds there and there. So when I mixed it, I know it's uniformly mixed because all the dots are everywhere. So your spices have moved around as well. Anyways, this is hot. Just a bit of oil there. I have it at really low because it was hot earlier. Don't want it burning. Yeah, mixture's ready, pan's ready. Now, if you're not going to make it right away, add this much, 120 grams, normal yogurt, standard yogurt. You can add the Greek yogurt as well. I kind of prefer your Greek yogurt. It's just that some supermarkets here don't have them available. Yeah, I know, it's weird. So normal yogurt is fine. Add it, mix it, and leave it overnight or for later, a few hours or whatnot. If you're going to cook it right away, then I suggest not to add it right now because we'll add it now in the mixture. If you do add it in the mixture to keep it inside, do not use it later on. I mean, you can. It's not the end of the world. It's just that things marinate better with yogurt. So we got that there. And we're going to pour this in there. Actually, spreading it apart so that everything is spread apart properly. Immediately you'll be able to smell it and you will know what you're going to eat soon. I mean, I've been hungry, so my stomach's rumbling right now with the flavors. Woo! That's some tasty thing. Okay, so that's that there. Fine, just let it run, heat it up from one side. We'll wait for a little bit. Now, a lot of the chicken that people tend to buy sometimes gives off a lot of water as well. To avoid that, in the mixture you can add 1 tablespoon of corn flour. Maicena tends to be the brand in Spain, not sure about anywhere else. Just, yeah, corn flour, so it will just keep the juices in there. Normally also, these were chicken breasts. People tend to do it with boneless chicken thighs. Now, boneless chicken thighs tend to be more greasier and juicier as well at the same time. That's why would you use the corn flour. Otherwise, chicken breast, as you can see, that little amount of water, we do need it because we're going to be mixing it, and maybe we might need a little bit extra water, but we'll see. I use the same methodology to cook my chicken as well, so just leave it while it cooks from one side upwards, and then I start tossing it around, so you know at least half of it is done, you know, just like your burgers. Leave it there. Now I'm going to increase the heat a little bit because obviously I had it at 2, so this has cooled it down a little bit, the pan. 3, 4, let it running. Yeah. 120 grams of yogurt, as I said. This whole pack tends to be 350 grams. I will be using probably a quarter of it. So you'll see when I put it in, just a little bit of it. Ultimately, this and this is what's going to make your sauce blended in with all the spices over there. So you can add more if you wanted to, if you wanted more sauce. Obviously balance it out equitatively, because this will give you the gravy, this will give you the tanginess, and you only have a certain amount of spices to give it that flavor. Otherwise it'd be maybe too tomatoey or too tangy for the flavor that you're looking for. So you can see from one side the chicken's getting done. We're just going to keep on mushing in there. A lot of people say in cooking it's really hard or you get messy and whatnot. You can see nothing's happened. My hands are clean so far. Nothing's here. It's just knowing how to blend the spices together to get the right flavor palette that you're looking for. Chicken's cooking. Ooh, that smells really good. Again, based on your flavor palettes, once you've cooked, if you've never cooked Indian food, it purely comes down to your flavor palette. So initially, obviously, if you're following this recipe, this might be a bit too strong, or maybe not that strong for you, it depends. For people that have been cooking, maybe this is too strong, so you can obviously lower the dosage of ingredients that you put to it to give it a milder flavor. Another good way of doing it is follow the same recipe and add some cream to it in the end. That makes it healthier, I guess. It's not the end of the world, but it will mild down the flavor. It also depends, like a lot of people think, one of my friends I have, he just thinks, if I'm going to have something, might as well have it the proper way. None of that cutting corners, etc. A lot of people say you shouldn't be cooking with this, etc. I kind of agree. I just don't want the pan that I've just bought to be messed up. It's not the right pan, maybe, I don't know. I do like to have something more stronger so this doesn't happen, so I can like kind of break these into smaller chunks and then I know, oh, it's cooked. Well, right now I can tell this piece is done. But like, let's find a thicker piece somewhere. That one over there. I'm gonna try and use this. Tell it's not cooked yet. There's still some cooking to do. Oh, bacteria, salmonella. No, nothing happens. yogurt, and tomato time soon. Just waiting to see, find another piece that we had somewhere. Done. I'm looking for the thickest piece because that way, if you break it in half, you'll know if it's done, isn't it? The thickest piece, and the corners tend to get the least amount of heat. So that's definitely done. Well, everything seems like done because the other piece that we had earlier was not really that thick as well. But let's try with this one. Anyways, white, just pretty much done. You taste it a little bit before. How you like it? It's really good. Right, so now that the chicken is 99% done, we are going to add our other last two ingredients. The tomato sauce. So now, as I said, look. 1 round, 2 round, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, what is that? 1, 2, 3 tablespoons? Pretty much, something like that. And yogurt. Normal yogurt, done there. And we're gonna mix it in. That's what's gonna make our flavors now. The sauce, the butter chicken, orange, famous orange color. A lot of people like to add food coloring to add the color to the dishes, you know. Gives you that original Indian food coloring. A lot of people look forward to, because you know, it depends what kind of person you are. I don't really care about the color of the food, but a lot of people eat from what they see. Now this looks brown, it might not be appealing to a lot of people, but this is the original color of most dishes, because most dishes use as base the items that we put in here. So yeah, we'll mix it up. Careful when you do this, because it might splatter everywhere. And we wait for it to get hotter. If we had used more oil, you would know that dish is 100% done while you're simmering it when the oil comes up. As you can see, a little bit of the oil here is coming up. It's a different coloring here. I don't know if you can appreciate that in the camera, but the center here is slightly more different color than the sides, because all the oil is congregating here in the middle. So theoretically the dish is done. We're now just simmering it a little bit. I'm going to try it before finalizing it, because if you want you can add salt to it, some salt to taste. That's why I didn't talk about salt earlier. I don't like my salt as well in my food, because it kind of gives you a misunderstanding of the real flavors of the food, you know. Now we do have a fresh spoon because everything is cooked. All the salmonella, whatever you guys are worried about, is dead. So sure, gonna get sauce in there because that's ultimately what defines your dish. So guys, that's how it looks. Indian food proper. Perfect. Doesn't need anything else. Although, while this is simmering, I'm going to reduce it now to the lowest heat possible. And I'm going to add the extra of kasturi methi, those green leaves. This time, I'm going to add this much. I mean, just all over it. Just break it so that all the flavors come out. Just just kind of like grind it up, and you just spread it around. And there we have it, our pretty $1 million Indian dish, butter chicken. How to eat this? Again, this is a healthier recipe per se. It doesn't have any fat products in there, aside from, I'd say, the tomato sauce, which again is like only 2 tablespoons. I'm not that anal in terms of, oh my god, 2 tablespoons of tomato, I'm gonna die of fat. No. But yeah, I made this healthier. So people tend to have it with naan, maybe rice, etc. I personally like my fajita wraps, tortilla wraps, whatever you want to have it with. Why? Because the thicker the bread, it's like pizza, the thicker the base, the less the topper ingredients will have. I mean, the flavor of the topper ingredients will be masked by the bread itself while scooping it up, etc. Tortillas, literally really thin. See, really thin ones. Heat this up, enjoy. Any side dishes with it? I mean, this is quite flavorful. I like to have maybe a cup of yogurt, because I like to believe it masks down the spices while they're traveling down to your bowel. And there's an option, or you can always get some onions and let them soak in a bit of lemon juice, a bit of salt. So that's an extra oomph over this. It's just a palate cleanser, basically. That's what it is for every single bite or whatnot. So yeah, this is done. I'm gonna turn off the heat now, and I'm gonna show you closely how it looks like. Here we go. That is the end result of our butter chicken. And you can see the oil has come up, all those slightly orangier aspects, colors, all these ones over here, that's the oil that's come up. If you had used more oil would have come up. We just used a little bit in the chicken, a little bit before putting the chicken in the pan, and the tomato sauce that comes with oil as well. And it has the thick kind of consistency as well. Obviously right now it's really hot, so it's going to be more watery. While it cools down, it will get thicker and thicker and thicker. If you want it even more thicker, like a thick gravy, that's when you have to use either Greek yogurt, which gives it that consistency as well, or as I said earlier, you can use cream, cooking cream, just a little bit. And then obviously for the coloring, I'd advise add food coloring to give it that color if you're looking for it. But otherwise, this is the perfect recipe. Just gonna take this off here so you can have a quick closer look as well. And just to show you the consistency, and this is hot right now, it would get cooler and get thicker.